Hey there everybody, what's going on? My name is Robert. Hope you're all doing great, and I'm sure by the title of today's video you might be curious what it is. So the most important thing you will ever learn on guitar. So it's not necessarily just one thing, there's many important things, but I truly, deep down inside, if you never learn how to play a solo or a scale or any of it, you have to learn how to play with rhythm. So that might sound like something kind of obvious, but I don't mean just with one rhythm. And this is going out towards a person who really wants to do stuff. Maybe it's session work, maybe it's teaching, that kind of route. Is you have to play with good rhythm, and not necessarily just be able to strum like that, to play multiple styles of rhythms. So it's a very important, subject to learn very early on. Whether it's been in the past me playing with bands, I've played in a number of bands, everything from super hardcore, detuned metal, to 80s rock, to classic kind of rock, blues, all kinds of stuff. I've sat in with a bunch of people too. You learn really early on that you're not always going to be playing solos. And you're honestly all the session stuff. Either, well, unless I'm being hired out to do a solo, then obviously I'm going to be doing a solo. But it's 90% rhythm, probably even more like 95% rhythm. There's not a lot of lead work, so it's great. And I know most of my videos are around scales and techniques and really learning how to play solos and all this stuff. But something I really want to spend more time focusing on is the importance of rhythm, and also I need to focus on not spinning in this chair. So it's just kind of like I said, if you really want to do something, is you have to have a great rhythmic sense. Because if someone, say you're in the studio recording with someone, and they ask you to play a rock riff, that might be kind of easy. You can sit there and come up with something kind of boom, rock riff. What if they're like blues? Rock's kind of similar to blues and vice versa. So if I was coming with a blues riff off the, and this is the thing, you got to be able to come up with stuff like that. You don't have all day. Time is money when you're recording. So this is something that I would come up with. I'd be like, okay. Kind of like a modern blues rock inspired thing there. I'm just taking a simple, 12-bar that I learned a long time ago, and I'm really just building off of that. So what if they ask you to come up with, a very melodic riff? They want something picked out, real nice sounding, and I'm just going to keep it undistorted, but obviously you'd want to change your settings around for this. But I was like, okay, you want something real nice, melodic, and if you're on my Facebook page, you've heard this riff. It's a new song I'm working on, but something like that. Or you can come down here if they want just a simple GCD riff. Whatever it might be, whatever that last note was I just played. It's really important. And I think a lot of it, especially in rhythmic work, you really want to have a good groove to your stuff. You don't want a riff that's kind of like this. Now, it's definitely in rhythm, but I'd play something like this. To me, that has a lot more to it, and when I play something like that, I can't help but move with it, and the idea is to get your audience moving as well when you play stuff like that. So hopefully maybe you guys are sitting there while I play the riff and you're like, okay, yeah, you kind of get that that riff. Now, you know, it could be they want a very rhythmic style solo, you know, and then you're going to kind of get to use both worlds. So like if it was like a rhythmic solo, I might be, like if my riff was something just kind of like that. That to me is kind of like a rhythmic solo, not your typical kind of shred stuff. And honestly, most time people aren't even going to want the shred. That's kind of just more for yourself, you know. Like I like being technically efficient enough to do that stuff, and I just enjoy hearing it as a musician. That's what I like to hear. But you really have to learn how to do the rhythmic stuff, and that goes right in there with melody too. You know, if they have this real nice chord, maybe like you're going in and you're just doing a solo. Like I've been hired out to do many solos, and you know, they're just like, okay, here's what we have, come up with something. And like I said, a lot of times you have no time to prepare, no time at all. So they're like, here's these chords, this is what it is, and a lot of times they don't even know the chords. They're like, here's what we have, you know. They just play the track for you, and you're like, oh, okay. So you figure out what key you're in, you start figuring out, okay, it's C major 7. Okay, they're going to, and then you start figuring out, and you're like, okay, I got this, and they're, you know, they're playing the track, and it's something like, nice little melodic phrase. And like I said, you really got to be able to think on your feet. So the more prepared you can be, the better, and that just comes from learning a lot of stuff. You know, there's a lot of different styles of music I love to listen to, and I've learned a lot of, definitely rhythm. Don't just learn the solos to songs. Like when I learned a Van Halen song, I don't just learn the solo, I really want to learn the riffs, you know. Or little things that they're throwing in there, you know. That was a bad pinch harmonic. But think about some of your favorite guitar players. Like if I'm thinking of mine, I usually don't think of a solo of theirs. Like if I think Eddie Van Halen, I think how cool his riffs are. You know, he just has the coolest riff. Oh, sorry. You know, he throws in cool little lead licks in his stuff, but just like Jimmy Page, you know, the king. I played the Jimmy Page riff in the beginning. I think he's like the absolute king of writing riffs. So many cool riffs. You know, I mean, and then like real melodic. Like he's a perfect example. So you really have to kind of be able to do it all, and you know, also if you're just wanting to get into doing videos for companies, a lot of times when I get sent gear, I have like a stack of gear back here that I have to do. The company's like, we really want you to do this. You know, I work a lot with Positive Grid. They're like, play, you know, a bluesy rock thing here. Play a nice little lead lick here. You know, and that's what you have to work with. And it's like, okay, come up with something that you know they're gonna like, because you know, you want to keep the, you don't want to bother them too much, because, you know, they're paying you to do this stuff. So You know, and be like, all right, now, do you guys want me to play this B minor scale here? Or, you know, it's not like that. It's like, okay, they've given you stuff, and like I said, a lot of times when you're recording stuff, at least in my experience, sometimes the people aren't guitar players, you know? They could be a drummer. They're just like, we really want, and they might be referring to drum tools, you know, we really want to, and I'm like, oh, okay, like, what does that mean on guitar? Like, sounds like a drum roll. Yeah, they're good. Alrighty, well the camera just shut off, so that means that I've been talking for way too long. To kind of wrap things up here, I just got an email. To wrap things up, basically, go out and learn some rhythms. It's really such an important tool as a guitar player. I think you guys will be very thankful that you go out and learn this stuff. But most of all, it'll help you in a lot more ways than just learning a cool riff. So peace out. Keep rocking. If you would subscribe, hit that like button. That helps all us YouTube guys out a bunch. And I will see you guys next time.